folks. Welcome aboard Flying with Mike. We're back in Alaska, coming out of Ruby Airport over to Koyukuk in the KingAir. We just did a successful flight off stream, and we'll do our best to not light the fires up or the engines up this time. So sit back, relax, and welcome aboard Flying with Mike. Good morning, or I'm sorry, we're in the afternoon now here in St. Louis, but we're up in Alaska here on the flight sim, Ruby, Alaska to be exact, getting ready to fly to Keokuk. ICAOs are PARY to PFKU, Papa Fox Kilo Uniform. And yes, we're seeing the one that's plagued this stream for quite a while. The C-90 mod. We just flew a flight off stream, as I just mentioned. We didn't have any engine fires, and we're going to fly it hopefully exactly the same way. Now we're sitting again at Papa Alpha Romeo Yankee, or Ruby, Alaska. It's kind of a hard airport to find when you're coming in, so I'm not having any troubles finding it to get out. So let's see what kind of trouble awaits us. So let's get up in the cockpit here. And like I said, this is the mod. Mini, I'm not even sure I've got nope, don't even have the lights set up top. We're going to go through the checklist line by line, and we'll see what happens along the way. This is a Millennium Aviation flight, so we are flying with Mac Air. We'll get their ACARs running here shortly. We're going to do this on VATSIM, but we got to wait till we get airborne. As you can see, I'm sitting on the runway. Can't park anywhere else on the side. So let's get to it then. So first thing out of the box here, let's talk pre-flight. And with pre-flight means let's get some toolkit over here and get through it real quick so we can load the plane, get on our way. It's a 72-mile flight, I believe it was. Might shave off a mile here or there to another somewhat hard to find airport. That may have been weather causing it hard for me to find the last time I tried it. But we did find it. We made it in. No engine fires, not even a brake failure like we've been having. So, I mean, hopefully this 9.6 version will hopefully help get us to where we can use this for the last 3 or 4 streams that we have with the Alaskan flights before we kick off the new series. So, starting with the Sim Toolkit, we're on the by the way, as I told people on the last stream, I don't talk about this a lot anymore, but I think it's time to. Folks, if you are looking for good flight planning or data that you can use in flight, and you can use a lot of this in flight, Sim Toolkit is free. You heard it right, it's free. So it's pretty tough to pass on something that's free, folks. And if you are, I would like some money since you're giving, since you're not using it as free, you know, you know, think of flying with Mike. We would sure love to, you know, talk to you about monetary. No, folks, that's all in jest. My apologies if that was bad humor or not. But let's see. Why am I here? Hang on a second. My channel changed on me. That's okay though. We'll go here. There we go. Now it looks familiar. Huh. Interesting. But LUQSK, welcome aboard. Fly DC Jets also. See you out there. Welcome. Hope you all are enjoying. I promise I'm going to try not to do a go around this time, DC Jets. We did one here, but that was only because I was having a hard time finding it and turned in way too tight. So let's get going. So with Sim Toolkit, if I can get it up here again, there it is. Holy mackerel, I'm hitting everything but it. We're going to look at the load sheet here. We're looking at a 900-pound payload for 8,854 pounds on the zero fuel weight. There'll be 4 people behind us, plus about 100 pounds of cargo. They've topped us off with 1,161 pounds of fuel, and we're going to do this flight at 8,000 feet. So on paper, it looks really good. Actually, it flew really nice. Flight plan wise, we're looking at 73 miles. Now this will shave off maybe a mile or two because we're going to come off Galena direct or pretty close after Galena direct to our initial for the RNAV. For me, sometimes that's the only way I can find some of these airports is to get on that RNAV. So, and then once I see the airport, I can take over and try my best to land pretty decently without a go around. So, looking here's our fuel breakdown. Basically, we need the most of the fuel to get to our alternate, which just happens to be Fairbanks. So, following it down real quick, here's our route. It's real tough, folks, to put in this GPS. It took me a whole 30 seconds. Well, no, it probably took a minute because I had to put the airport where I was going into. Galena, that's all we got to put in. And then finally, our times, 50-minute flight, that's about right, maybe a little quicker. And then here's our weight breakdown. Now, one thing not going in our favor, there is no weather reporting station at Koyukuk. I'm thinking, I may be wrong, but it probably is using Galena, and that's what I went off of for my last landing. So we'll probably do the same thing. So with all of that information in hand, it's time to pull Sim Toolkit out. And let's get in here and make sure everything's ready to go. First thing, let's hit weight and balance. We got 900 pounds. That's what we're looking for, and 1,161 pounds of fuel. So we're good there. Let's resume the flight. So going down, let's go ahead and close up the door. The baggage and people are secure. Weight and balance, check. Control locks. Easiest way in the light aircraft, just go ahead and start wiggling the wheel and moving the rudder pedals. They might be hard to see, the rudder pedals. Okay, moving on. Seatbelts are on. Parking brake is set, or we would be rolling down the hill right now. Overhead panel. This will take a few minutes, so bear with me as I get all of these light switches moved over. And I will say he was able to modify this portion of the panel And I'll show you what was. I can't show you what it was before, but I think if you're like me and you take your glasses off, you'll get a good indication. Get all of these turned on first. I like them all the way up to bright. Which, unfortunately, I wish there was a data ref or however he does this that sped this up. One more down here. We got one up top to do, and then we're almost ready to go. Okay, and the instrument indirect light's going to on, right, or to bright. Okay, we'll hit the master. This panel, this one, and this were all very blurred because of the way the texturing was. I'm glad he was able to find, you know, the combination to get it right in here, because now that looks, now for sure down here, you know what you're selecting when you do your voltmeter checks. Okay, so we got the light switches set, and oh, excuse me, and the master turned on up there. All right, and Luke, SK, if you didn't catch it in the chat, welcome. We're glad you're here with us. All right, so moving on from the overhead, the oxygen is up and running. We've got the proper PSI. Cabin temp. Cabin temp is right here. We want to make sure that is in the off position. I'm going to go ahead and put the PEEPS seatbelt sign on. So when we do power up, it's right there and available for them. Also going to come down here, push up our control valves, prop levers. And make sure our fuel is in cutoff and our throttles move. Finally, the fuel panel checks. The big thing here, we'll just do it this way and kind of make it a little cockeyed. There we go. We want to turn the boost pumps on. Now we want to turn the battery switch on. Once we have the battery switch on, turn the inverter. Choose the one you want. We're going to use number 1. Fuel pressure should be low. And I sure wish I knew how to find that on here, but I don't. And I'm going to go ahead and turn the inverter off. And a couple of things we'll do here before firing up. We're going to do a fire check. Which is funny, I never see anything up here we can check. Voltmeter check up top here. Our center is good. We don't have the gens or the engines on. And there's our battery, which is good on the charge. Okay. Cabin signs are already on. So that means we move into the engine start, folks. All right. Let's see if I do this right. I was 50-50 last time. Got going and the engine died on me. So we'll see what happens. Engine start switch is on. And we're already above 12, so let's push in the fuel. And we're going to see how loud this is. There's 50, so let's turn off the starter. Generator on. Okay. Bleed air for the right engine's on. I'm going to go ahead and kick on the anti-ice. And we're going to go to high idle. Folks, if that engine is too loud, let me know. I'll go in. If I have to move sliders, I will. So let me know. Next up, let's go ahead and start up number 1 or the left side. You can see the props. I love that about X-Plane. Can't stay too long here. Just love how they start. And let's get this one to fuel. And at 50 is when you want to turn the left engine starter off. And again, generator on. Okay, now I'm going to zoom in here. First off, I want to make sure anti-ice gets on. Lights get on. Inverter gets on. And bleed air. Everything's out up here. So far, so good. Okay, so let's get in here one more time. Oil pressure is in the green on both. Green on the temperature. Fuel flow is up. All indications look good here. They're not, oh, and we want to, we're going to see a discrepancy here, high idle versus low idle. We'll get that one up here right now. Okay, and then once we hear them stabilize, 70 and 70, everything looks green. Yep, everything looks good. Let's pull them back for now. Okay. And let's move on to the after start. After start involves avionics. That's turned on. Now we got a couple more switches down below. EFIS to power up, electric trim, and the flight director. While I'm here, I like to move my nav display and sync my heading and cursor or setup here. All right, so we got everything on, but avionics is on. Go through here and turn all our radios on. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in here now. We got the engines on display here. Anything out of whack will jump on. Hang on a second. Okay, we'll get the GPSs on. All right, so what I just set, that's our cruise altitude. 122.8 is our common traffic frequency here, or Unicom on VATSIM. Got these turned on. This is the international guard or emergency channel 121.5. I like having in standby this one from POSCON. It's just a neat frequency, 12345. I said it last time. I find it kind of funny. Okay, 14.8 though in nav 1, that's Galena. 1660, oh, where was that? I believe that might have been Tana. Yeah, it was Tana. And this was an old ILS. Okay, let's get up here and program our GPSs real quick. Again, I told you it's going to be a tough one, folks, so don't blink too much. This will be the longest one we do. Whew. I'm exhausted after that, folks. Wow. Okay, we've got our flight plan in. I'm going to even put it in the bottom one. That's how fast it takes. Okay, and then our final one. Papa, Fox, Kilo, Uniform. And again, folks, for those questioning, how do I pick these? I didn't. Koyukuk is correct. All right, so it is set as well. All right, these were picked by Millennium Aviation. Somebody came up with a tour of Alaska, went up the coast for the first tour of 20 airports. Now we're working through the heart of Alaska, these 20. Then we're going to head down to southeastern Alaska on our next 20. And that's the end of the Alaskan tour, unless we come up with more. So we are ready with the radios. I'm just going to go ahead and activate these. And we're done here. All right. Hang on a second. Make sure everything's good on the stream, and it looks good. Flying with Arnold. Welcome aboard. We glad to have you. How's your day going? And we are ready to go. Hope you're having a great day there flying with Arnold. We're about to head over to Koyukuk here in Alaska. Just getting one last item back up and running for me to help me out. There we go. And we're going to be on our way, folks. This is a very short flight. This is about 73 miles. If you want to join in, there's a lot of airports around to meet up at Koyukuk. I can't come on VATSIM until I'm airborne. So, reason being, I'm on a runway. They frown on that big time, and I don't feel like getting any nasty grams from them, nor causing anything. So, we're going to just go into our pre-flight or before start, and we're going to just get rolling here. We're going to go ahead and turn our lights on. Recognition and strobe. I'm going to also get Mac Air going, and I thought that was going to happen. So, okay, those of you that run ACARS program with this plane, if you're with a VA or flying organization that allows you to fly the KingAir, this one specifically, you may have to assign a key to maximum brake effort, because pulling the parking brake here does not trigger it. So, and it triggered my ACAR program here for Millennium or Mac Air. So that's what I have to do. You may have to as well. All right, so we're back. Auto Feather is armed. Props are in full forward. Bring the condition levers back up. Now that's one of the features the mod provides, is that you can move both levers together, just like you would in the real world on a twin. Okay, ice protection as required. We've got the engine ice on. It's more of an anti-fog, and or FOD with a D, not a G, protection on the aircraft. There is no heating element. If there is, it's just to keep the ice also off the vanes of the turbine. Boost pumps are both on. They are located here. Cross feeds are on. And so are our trans pumps. Annunciators, pitot heats coming on. Stall warnings on. Transponders now going to alt. So when we do come on, we'll be good. Strobes on, synchro phasers, which is this neat little prop thing. Make sure it's up and off. Zoom in to make sure. It is off. Okay, auto ignition is on. Yep, and finally, strobes, they're on. We're ready to go, folks. Strap in, enjoy the flight. If all goes well, we're gonna have no engine fires and we're gonna land in Koyukuk with no troubles at all. One last thing I forgot was the EFIS AUX power. We want to run that, folks. The developer says that the landing gear and all in the real plane causes a big draw on electricity. That helps eliminate that draw by pulling the power, keeping the power to the EFIS so the wheels, they don't draw power that way. Or maybe I got it backwards, but anyway, it helps in the power of the aircraft. Okay, that's on. All right, here we go, folks. Plane's moving. Here we go. Ease the power in, folks. You don't want a redline or you will go on fire. Redlining the torque or the ITT will cause it. We'll get that airborne.
V1. Rotate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
V2.
$2,500.
And folks, we pretty much just follow the Yukon here. Let's go ahead and get those props back. What I'm going to do is get the autopilot, yaw damper and autopilot on. And let the GPS do the work. Okay, so let's get over here. Yeah, they're both on. Now we can take care of that. All right, folks, there we go. We are on our way up. And 8,000 is a good altitude we're going to be leveling off at. Rocco Fion, hello. First time getting the chance to tune in. Awesome. We got a short flight for you, 70 miles from here to there. Hope you're having a great day. Getting up on top of the clouds here. Okay, Galena stands. Oh, wait a minute. Did I get the GPS on? Is the autopilot still on? Yep. Well, we'll watch it. Well, let's see. That would be why. There we go. It'll just making sure it doesn't want to keep turning. It should be leveling wings here in a minute. It's not. Okay. Well then, love when the autopilot is going to go kind of screwy. Okay, it looks like we've reached top climb. We're going to keep an eye on it here as we do all of these clearing turns for some strange reason. Well, the good thing is we have another source we can work with here. Hang on a second, let me get this GPS out of the way. What I'm just going to do, worst case scenario, fly VOR to VOR. I know a lot of you out there are doing that right now. Ah, Pokemon Pinball. Well, we try to keep things on the chill side here. I'm right now trying to figure out what heading I need. Something's not adding up. 14.8. Why am I not getting a needle here? What the? Okay, these seem to be reversed. Holy mackerel. Okay, well, we're gonna do our best here. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and select up our arrival to runway 21, a give. Trying to figure out why everything is reversed. Radio 78, that is correct. Props are good. Torque ITT is good. Up to the stops, we'll go there. Come off. Okay, so right now this is really weird. Okay, we're within 7, so we'll just kind of square up. Okay, so once we cross Galena, we're going to go direct AGIV, and then we'll enter the arrival. Now, the arrival was kind of tricky earlier today. Then I flew this. I wanted to test this airplane out to make sure we wouldn't go up in a ball of fire like we have been. And so far, so good. Let me try this. We're in so close. It won't really make much of a difference, but coming off this, we need to be going. It's like everything is backwards. Okay. Okay, 2.5 to go. Go ahead and kick some prop ice on to be safe. Looks like the temperature's hovering right at 0. Get the ice lights on just to make sure, and we're going to go ahead 276. Okay. All right, going back to heading. All right, we'll have to work with this one. It's the only one showing things correctly for the most part. And in the meantime, let's go ahead and start getting this beast descending. Maybe. Okay, we'll just click descend. I like to come back up, start pulling the power back, and come back down and click VS. And it's going to maintain that in the descent. Also get a little bit of defroster going. Okay. All right, doing this thing a little bit different than before, but whoever said flying the same route would be the same twice. All right, folks, we are descending now into our fix. Why they're not showing up here at all, I have no idea. These headings don't make a lot of sense. That's part of my problem here, so we can't rely on that one. Or that one. Okay. We're making the turn. Start getting her down to 1,800 feet. And none of this is making sense what's going on with it. But we'll do our best. Okay, we're down to 140. Now the good thing is we're breaking out of the clouds. Okay, let's get into that descent. Take checks, pressure, altimeter, cabin signs. Set. We don't need the windshield ice right now. We're back over 10. Get the props turned off. Okay. Keep our power right at about 140. Okay, before landings, we'll be up to UG here in just a second. Which is good. That's 1,800 feet, what we needed to be at for there. Then no ILS here, folks. DC-6 drivers, you ought to know how to bring this thing in. I wouldn't recommend this runway, but and let's get our lights on. Okay, we're going to go ahead. 246. In some power to keep it in the flap range. Flap range, if you can see this white line, that's your flap range. Okay, let's firm up. I got the airport. All right, we may have to overfly. We'll see.
1,000.
Yep, we will. Unless this plane really wants to behave. Okay, there's the airfield, folks. And you know what I forgot to do? Come on, VATSIM. do that right now, real quick.
Five hundred.
Do some left-hand pattern work. Crap, what did I just do?
Five hundred.
Love when I accidentally touch one of the buttons and go, what does that control? There we go, get a good pattern altitude here.
Gear down.
Okay, let's bring her around on final. Okay, traffic. Mac Air 572 KingAir landing 24. All right.
One thousand.
Runway's right out there by the sunshade. Don't want to get below the blue line if you can at all possibility not do that.
Five hundred.
Now we're doing better.
Four hundred.
Gear down, okay. Tree green.
300. Two hundred.
Okay. Sorry folks, we've been flying it the whole time pretty much.
100. $50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Okay. Welcome to Koyukuk, folks. Or Koyukuk, however you say it. Still in beta, that's why I wouldn't move. All right, we'll take that landing at 386 a minute. Here we go, back to, well, there is no ramp here, but we'll go out pretty close to where it should be. Really not sure why. All right, so after landing, flaps up. We'll keep the landing light and, well, doggone it. There we go. Anti-ice, we've got to keep on. Pitot heat can come off. Auto feather off. All right, so we need to reduce the electric loads. Let's first set the trim. There we go. Yaw damper off. Transponder. Okay, folks. Last thing, we'll pull our condition levers back. There we go. We're just gonna set her up about right in here. I think in the real world, this one's a little off. So we'll come up here. That way we're clear of the runway in case someone else is coming in. All right. Brakes set. Okay, so we're going through the parking. Okay, transfer pumps are already been turned off. Crossfeed off. Inverter off. Cabin temp off. Oh, that's not it. Overhead panels, battery, check charge, okay. Okay, when the, let's see what we got here. ITT is below 610. We're just going to wait about another 30 seconds to 45 to set her down. In the meantime, let's go ahead and get the rest of the electronics shut down. That we can. Okay, we're going to call that our time. And that, folks, is a wrap. We've got the engines off and making sure we're not moving. It's got a nasty habit of that. Zoom in here. Once we get below 10, we can shut the boost pumps off and the battery gang bar. I'll explain the gang bar like I did earlier. There's our 10%. Off, off. All right. The battery gang bar is a bar that would sit up here, and when you pushed it down, all of these would go off. And that, folks, is a wrap. All right, stand by while I get off VATSIM. I'd like to see how that looked. And that's off. Make sure Millennium's taken care of here. 402, we'll still take that. Stop. Okay. File. Okay, perfect. And close that out. I just want to make sure. Just making sure it filed. That's all I want to make sure before we do anything else. Oops. And pending. Okay. All right, so we're off everything that tracks us except some toolkit. That's coming off too. And it is filed. Okay, couple of things on this flight. I don't know what happened. Oh, that's interesting. It's happened one other. There it goes. There it goes. Don't know why active camera acted like that. We're going to fire it back up, kind of, sort of. We're going to take a look at that landing here kind of quick, and then we're going to... Whoa, where'd everything go? There it is. Man, my computers are doing weird things. But want to thank everyone that's out in there, from Flying with Arnold to Lux SQ to Rocco Farrand, Stingian Styrix, and Yamiko. We appreciate y'all coming aboard, flying in here with us. Hope you all enjoyed it. Let's look at this and rewind. See what we've got. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Oh, that was nice and solid. Hang on a second here. look at it from inside the cabin, see what the passengers thought. That water always throws me off all the time. We're going to go back out again. Switch over to the other side. See if there's any difference there. Looks good from that angle. Darn, I was hoping that tower wasn't there, because I was kind of hoping to get a tower view. Now that's a three-point landing. Not the greatest thing to do, but I did it. Alrighty. Folks, we're going to just kind of let it go right there. But we want to say thank you again to all of y'all that came out, watched us. Paragodney that followed us about 6 hours ago on the first stream. And for the few that followed over here, Rocco Farrand, who are the others? Hang on a second, I should have wrote it down. Well, we got Albert Tweets, Flying with Arnold, LUKSK, Rocco Farrand, as already mentioned, Stigian _Sticks, and Yamical. We welcome y'all aboard. Hope y'all liked it. If you do, we would love for y'all to follow and fly with us in the future. The stream on, let's see, I've lost track of days, so bear with me. I actually got to use my schedule to keep me on track. Thursday, we're going to be flying for FedEx in the 767-300 from Pittsburgh to Indianapolis. And if time permits, we may pop a second flight there as well. But folks, thanks for flying with Mike. We really do appreciate it. To all of y'all that do follow us already, we really appreciate you as well. We thank you for taking the time, investing your time in us to watch what we're doing. Your following lets us know you like it. So we thank you greatly for your support. Folks, you all have a great rest of your, I believe it's Tuesday, came off a 48-hour shift, so days of the week completely blurred together. But we thank you. Have a great night. Enjoy your Wednesday, and we'll see you again on Thursday. God bless. Have a great day. Thanks for flying with Mike.